Many listeners will probably know that the 2012 Olympics are to be held in London. For this week's podcast in English.com, I'm talking to a man who is actively responsible for making the 2012 Olympics a success, and his name is Kevin. Hello, Kevin.
Hi, Jackie.
So, Kevin, could you start off by telling us what your job is?
Okay. Well, Jackie, my company is very lucky to have been chosen to build the facilities and the venues for the 2012 Olympic Games. What we actually do is manage all of the design and the construction works to make it happen.
I remember when London was chosen for the Olympics. That was a fantastic evening. Why do you think London got chosen in the end?
Well, they were certainly very exciting times. You may recall that Paris were the favourites to win the 2012 Games, and right up to the last moment, London were outsiders. I think the reason that we won the Games was because of Lord Coe and his vision for London around regenerating the East End of the city and around building something for future generations and particularly young people. So it was a very inspiring speech that he gave to the committee, and I think for a lot of the selection panel they were very much swayed by the enthusiasm and the vision that he presented.
Right, and I understood that he took lots of children with him. Is that right?
Well, yes, he did. He selected or spent some time choosing children from East End schools in London, so children who actually lived in the area where the Games were going to be, and he felt that was really important to show that local people were behind the Games and behind the bid.
Great. Well, so London's got the Olympics for 2012, a huge project. So what are the main problems then for constructing a site for something as important as this?
Well, obviously, Jackie, there's no time to waste. 2012 is not going to move, so the facilities have to be built, and they have to be built very quickly. So it may seem now in 2007 that 2012 is still a long way away, but designing and building takes a very long time, and it's a very large site. So the first big obstacle that we had was to make sure there was enough money available.
And you managed to get enough money?
Yes, we did, through a combination of the government and the National Lottery, the lottery that the public play in this country, and through the value of the land, and some of that land will be sold after the Games to developers, and that money will be reinvested back to pay off some of the debt that has arisen to fund the Games.
But the land where the Olympics are going to take place already had people living on it, didn't it?
Well, yes, it did. Some people living in homes, but most of the site was occupied by industry and business.
Right.
So, of course, there was a very big issue about where those people were going to go.
And did people move willingly, or was there some problems there?
Well, the majority of people did move willingly. A lot of time and energy was put into finding alternative accommodation. Mm-hmm. All of the people who have to move are compensated for the loss of their property and helped in finding alternatives with the money to make that happen. But of course, some people did not want to move, and that was a big problem. And we had to resort to going through the courts in some cases and use the law to actually secure the land.
Okay.
An interesting point about the land is not only moving people to other accommodation, but that beneath the land there was some unexpected surprises.
Oh yes.
One example is unexploded World War II bombs.
Oh really?
We knew that there was some on the site, but the records of where they were not completely accurate.
So people have known that there have been unexploded bombs in that land since the end of the Second World War.
Absolutely. The East End of London was very heavily bombed in the war, and a lot of the land is still used for the same purpose as it was before the war. So in many cases, bombs had landed, craters had formed, had been backfilled, and the bombs were still there.
Wow, so you had to find all of those and detonate them.
Yes, we did.
Goodness. Where is the site exactly?
Well, the site is in a very, very large area of East London, which is the poorest part of the capital.
Mm-hmm.
So it stretches from the banks of the River Thames right through East London and up to Stratford, which is the location, the area of London where the new Channel Tunnel rail link, the terminal, has been built.
Right. Gosh, so that's an enormous amount of land. And if I went there, what would I see?
Well, right now, Jackie, you wouldn't see very much.
Right.
We've had to demolish a lot of buildings. We've had to clear the sites. And because they're going to be used for construction, we've had to secure the sites. So there are lots of hoardings and lots of land that has been flattened.
Right.
But that's really all you'd see right now.
Mm-hmm. But you've still got, 5 years still to go. Are you on target for the deadline?
Well, yes, we are. Despite the fact that you can't see any buildings coming out of the ground yet, all of the design work has progressed. A lot of the land has been, as I said, prepared and is ready, and a lot of the selection of contractors has been done.
And is it mainly British companies who are designing and being involved in the project?
Well, it's not. No, it's very much an international operation. It's quite clear that something of this scale needs some of the best people involved. So we've searched really across the globe to find those people. As an example, the main stadium that's being built for the athletics is being designed by a world-famous British architect. But the aquatic centre, which is the first building that will come out of the ground, is being built by an Iranian architect, a lady called Zaha Hadid, who has been building a very strong reputation for fantastic design internationally.
Wow, so an Iranian woman is designing the aquatic, so what do you mean by the aquatics?
The swimming pool.
Right.
So
Okay.
where all of the water sport events
Okay,
will
all
take
of the water
place.
sports events. Okay, wow, that's interesting.
It is.
Mm.
In terms of building the facilities, of course, whilst a number of the companies are international, we're very keen that a lot of the jobs go to local people in London. So most of the builders actually constructing the facilities will be British.
Right. Good. Well, I'm looking forward to going. Will you be going?
I hope so, if I can get a ticket.
Well, I'm certainly looking forward to watching it, whether it's on the TV or whether it's in the wonderful new stadium. So thank you very much, Kevin, for that. That's fantastic.
Thank you.